I look out here and I feel hope. I'm going to try not to cry. So, for parents of children who have juvenile diabetes, thank you. Hope is all we have. That's what I needed. Hope is what keeps us going when we feel overwhelmed. There are so many factors and variables when it comes to dealing with this, and sometimes you feel out of control. Who are we kidding? We're never in control. When I first read that line, my husband and I laughed because we manage this disease. We never ever control it. You can't take a day off, doesn't go away on summer holidays, doesn't go away on vacations, and we'll never ever outgrow it. The only way out is a cure, and I know, looking at this, that a cure is on its way. Now, Chrissy's going to talk to you about what it's like to live a day having diabetes.
Questions, questions, questions. Do you need to poke? Do you feel low? Do you need juice or insulin? Do you need a snack? Will these questions ever end? I was diagnosed with diabetes on April 25, 2000, when I was 4.5 years old. What do you think having diabetes is like? Well, I'll tell you this, it's hard. You have to balance diabetes with everything else in your life. I always have to think about how much food I'm eating, how much exercise I'm getting, and how much insulin to take. I can never stop thinking about diabetes. I can't just pick something up and eat it like other people can. I have to check my blood sugar, count the carbohydrates in the food, and then take insulin before I can eat anything. If that's not enough to have to think about these things all the time, I also have to think about the complications of diabetes. I may only be 12 years old, but what I do now can affect my future. If my blood glucose is high for a long period of time, it can affect me when I'm really old, like when I'm 40. The worst part about diabetes for me is the needles. I hate needles, and I have to take injections all the time. I used to have to take injections with a needle 3 or 4 times a day, and check my blood sugar with a finger poke, which is a little needle, 5 times a day. Now I have an insulin pump, which means I don't have to take daily injections anymore, but I have to wear it 24 hours a day. I also have needles because I have at least 4 blood tests a year. Do you like attention? Well, trust me, with diabetes, you get a lot of attention, and not always the kind you want. For me, diabetes always means having to explain myself. If I'm grumpy, my mom and dad automatically think my blood glucose is low. If I'm thirsty, they automatically think my blood glucose is high. Why can't I just be grumpy or thirsty? Why does there always have to be a reason for my moods? My parents never stop worrying about me, and they're always asking me questions. Chrissy, what's wrong? Are you okay? How do you feel? I know that they're just looking out for me, but I think it's annoying. Sometimes I wish I could just be like everyone else. I really want to find a cure for diabetes. A cure means a lot to me, because then I wouldn't have to do any of the things I do now. I would be free. It would also mean that no one else would ever have diabetes. My #1 dream is to find a cure for diabetes, and to become a singer, but that's beside the point. For now, my life will just have to keep revolving around diabetes, and I will have to keep answering questions. Will these questions ever end? Yes, they will in time, when there is a cure for diabetes, or when I move out, whichever comes first. We need to find a cure for diabetes, not just for people like me, but also so no one else would ever get diabetes. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you.